Hi, and thanks for joining us today on Who Rocks New Mexico. I'm Richard Holcomb. Every week, we get up close and personal with the companies that rock New Mexico and take you behind the scenes to get the story behind the story. We'll meet Bob Herman of Bob's Painting, who for over 30 years has combined his love of painting, learning, and sharing to produce some incredible results. Then we'll look at more of the ranches of New Mexico with Max Keeney of Centerfire Realty and enjoy another Travel Guide New Mexico moment. But first, let's head north to the San Juan Basin to see how New Mexico's oil and gas industry is making for a healthy economy.
When you turn on your gas range, you're probably not giving much thought to where the gas comes from, how it's processed, or how it gets to your home. What you may not know is, right here in New Mexico, there are people working every day to produce the natural gas that's so important to our economy and to you. New Mexico's major natural gas producing region is here in the San Juan Basin, in the northwest part of the state, in and around the towns of Aztec, Bloomfield, and Farmington. The San Juan Basin is one of the world's largest natural gas fields. Natural gas was discovered just south of Aztec in 1921. Today, there are tens of thousands of producing wells in the region. The process of bringing oil and gas to homes and businesses begins with securing a lease and then doing a detailed geologic analysis. In northwest New Mexico, natural gas exploration and production occur on land where the mineral rights are owned by the federal government, the state of New Mexico, tribal governments, and private landowners. Sites that show the most promise of becoming producing wells based on seismic and other analyses are designated for drilling. After securing permits from the proper government agencies and preparing the site, drilling can begin. Once the drilling is finished, the well is completed by hydraulic fracturing or other methods to increase the flow of natural gas. The well is then connected to a gathering system that moves the natural gas to a processing plant. At most well sites, there is special equipment to remove as much water as possible from the natural gas. The natural gas processing plant removes any remaining water and separates out liquids such as propane that are sold separately. The processed or dry natural gas is then put into transmission pipelines. These pipelines deliver the gas to utility companies, electricity generating plants, and other users.
New Mexico is the nation's 6th largest producer of natural gas. We produce over 1.2 trillion cubic feet of natural gas per year. That's enough to supply the needs of 18 million homes using natural gas. New Mexico is clearly doing its part to help reduce our country's dependence on foreign energy sources.
I feel privileged to work in the oil and gas industry. The compensation and benefits are good, but more importantly, there's great satisfaction in knowing that I'm helping to supply the energy needs of our country.
People ask us all the time why we have orange flags on our trucks.
While we may teasingly say the flags make our trucks more beautiful, the real reason is that there are lots of rolling hills and narrow dirt roads in many production areas.
The flags are a safety feature, making it easier to see oncoming vehicles.
In the vast San Juan Basin, there are wells in many types of areas and terrain. But no matter where we operate, we always work to protect the environment and to be good neighbors. We even have a phone number for those who live near our facilities to call if they have questions. It's our Good Neighbor line, 1-877-OIL-GAS-1 or 1-877-645-4271.
The oil and gas industry has been a good neighbor, and I should know. My home is just down the road from this well site, and testing proves there's no impact on our water whatsoever.
To minimize the impact to the landscape after a well is drilled, we perform interim reclamation. The ground is recontoured and topsoil is replaced on the site except for a small pad around the well. With our dry climate, it can take a few years for vegetation to become well established. When a well no longer produces, all equipment will be removed and the entire site will undergo reclamation.
It's important for BP to give back to the communities in which we operate. Our employees proudly give both time and money in support of community organizations and projects.
The oil and gas industry provides a huge percentage of funding for our local schools, universities, and community colleges, including our own San Juan College. As one example, one of San Juan Basin's major producers, BP, recently made a $4 million donation to San Juan College. The donation will go towards the construction of a new facility for students pursuing careers in energy-related fields.
New Mexico's oil and gas industry is proud of the role we play in the overall success of our state. This industry supports nearly 30,000 high-paying jobs, and every single day, New Mexico Oil and Gas brings more than $6 million in taxes and royalties to the state of New Mexico and local governments. These dollars support public schools, state universities, and other government services across the state, and lower the tax burden for every New Mexican.
We all benefit from one of New Mexico's largest industries, oil and gas. It's an industry that depends on the rocks of New Mexico. And of course, oil and gas rocks New Mexico.
A lot of places rock our state too. Here's another Travel Guide New Mexico moment. Well, here we are about 8 miles outside of Silver City. We're going to the Gila Cliff Dwellings. It's about 40 miles down the road, but as you can see, it takes about 2 hours one way to get there, so you need to plan about 4 hours worth of drive time to make the trip, a trip that you definitely want to make, and with that in mind, we're off. Let's go. Well, we made it. What a spectacular drive. And now we're at the trailhead. The Cliff Dwellings are about a half a mile up this path, and we're going right now. Now this is really a spectacular hike. One of the great things about hiking here in the Gila Cliff Dwellings is that you actually have an opportunity to climb inside some of these great old ancient ruins.
Hi, my name is Garrett McAllister. Welcome to the Gila Cliff Dwellings National Monument. The Cliff Dwellings were built here sometime around 1270, and the occupants were the Mogollon people, and they lived here between 1270 and 1300. The Mogollon people lived here. They farmed up on the mesa, as well as down near the headwaters of the Gila River, and they also hunted and gathered wildlife and berries. If you come here and see the area, you'll know part of the reason why they came here. It's a beautiful area. It is also right near the headwaters of the Gila River, so you have 3 different forks of the Gila coming together. About 80% of the structures here are original. If you look carefully enough, you can see what's been reconstructed, and so you're able to appreciate the difference between the two. The wood here is all original, and we know that it's original due to dendrochronology, or tree ring dating, which dates the wood somewhere around 1270. The first time I came here was many years ago when I was young. My father and my brother came here, and coming back, again, I was struck by the beauty of the place, and it's just so unique, and I really enjoy the natural beauty that surrounds the Cliff Dwellings as well. The Gila Wilderness, the Aldo Leopold Wilderness. Those are big draws for me to come to this area. New Mexico is rich with history and natural beauty, and we invite anyone and everyone to see as much of it as you can.
Up next, when it comes to the land of enchantment, here's one good old boy who really knows his stuff.
What every child deserves.
To be safe in our home.
Food and clothes.
Not to be hurt.
A good education.
To grow up with our brothers and sisters.
To be loved, valued, and respected.
El Ranchito is a loving and stable children's home where brothers and sisters can live together as they grow into adulthood or until they can be reunited with their families. With your help, El Ranchito de los Niños will continue its mission for years to come. Learn how you can help. Call us today.
Hi, I'm Doug Wilson.
And I'm Jerry Wilson.
And we're owners of American Tire and Service. And whether you're a customer of ours, a future customer of ours, you're very important to us and part of our family. We build our business on satisfied clients, those who live close to our location and those who drive great distances, all because of our professional service, our honesty, and the quality of work we perform. Here at American Tire, you can count on expert care from our exceptional team with innovative equipment and technology. So when you need us for a simple oil change, routine maintenance, or when that little light comes on, you'll know that we'll do the right thing the right way the first time. I've been helping people like you for more than 40 years. We're locally owned and proud to serve you. Ask for me by name, Doug Wilson, when you come in. I'd love to meet you.
American Tire and Service on Highway 528 between Southern and Northern. The only guys for you.
This month at Frost Mortgage, we are offering our clients 3.5% 30-year fixed-rate mortgages. Do you have a 3.5% mortgage? If not, call Frost Mortgage and get one.
New Mexico is still a place of wide open spaces, and Max Keeney of Center Fire Realty knows where most of them are.
Center Fire Real Estate started marketing farms and ranches and homes and other kinds of properties throughout New Mexico way back in 1969. When we first started selling farms and ranches in New Mexico, we primarily thought about the income from that particular operation. Nowadays, though, it's expanded out into all kinds of other opportunities. For example, wildlife and hunting and oil and gas and things like solar. Center Fire Real Estate's office is located in central New Mexico, just about 20 minutes from the Albuquerque International Airport. And we handle properties all over the state, and we have prospects and clients from all over the world. From the beginning, when we first designed our office facility, we realized there was a need for inviting people from out of state to come and stay with us. We have suites upstairs that we would invite you to come and spend an evening or even several days with us. Whether you're thinking of buying or selling real estate in New Mexico, we have a team of experts in our office who can help you along the way. We can help you with getting through the process of dealing with federal agencies like Forest Service, Bureau of Land Management, or State Land Office. We here at Center Fire Real Estate have a passion for helping you find a place that you're going to enjoy the rest of your life. We look forward to working with you. Imagine land once home to Native Americans and traveled by conquistadores, Kit Carson, Geronimo, Pat Garrett, and Oliver Lee. Imagine the contrast of 28,000 acres of beautiful ranch land with herds of buffalo, ancient ruins, and spaceport nearby. And that's exactly what you'll find at Jornada Ranch, only 11 miles east of the town of Truth or Consequences and right next door to Spaceport America.
25 years we've had this ranch. I think it's probably because we like the lifestyle and the peace, tranquility that you have on a ranch.
The Jornada Ranch is nestled between the Caballo and San Andreas Mountains. The historic El Camino Real and the Santa Fe and Atchison-Topeka Railroad line form the eastern boundary. New Mexico's largest lake, Elephant Butte, is just 8 miles to the northwest. The launch site for Spaceport America is literally next door to this property.
If a person doesn't want to step back in the 1800s and do the horseback riding and gathering of cattle, they can take a trip into outer space these days.
The Jornado Ranch headquarters includes homes, barns, corrals, tractors, an airport runway, and a hangar. Numerous wells, including a solar-powered windmill and huge storage tanks, ensure a constant supply of water for domestic, livestock, and wildlife use. The ranch is separated into 4 major fenced-in pastures with a variety of native grasses supporting up to 300 mother cows. 2 primary roads lead to the private ranch entrance, one of which is paved. The primary ranch compound includes a spacious 3-bedroom Southwestern-style home surrounded by an adobe wall with wrought iron gates. The foreman's headquarters is a large 3-bedroom, 2-bath home with a lovely 5-arch entry. A 40 by 20-foot main barn includes 3 attached sheds and several pens with a saddle barn and branding pens nearby. I'm Max Keeney with Center Fire Real Estate, and I'd love to have the opportunity to show you this ranch.
Since 1989, Mountain West Sales has been providing exceptional products and unsurpassed service to homeowners, contractors, engineers, and architects.
Hi, I'm Jim Lyle with Mountain West Sales. When you're shopping for a stove or insert or something that will heat your home, it's important to get as much information as you can about the different types of fuel sources that are available, because not everything is best for everybody. Here at Mountain West Sales, we can help you make that informed decision. We have the best product selection, the best value, and the best service I think you'll find anywhere in Albuquerque. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about these different fuel sources, pellet stoves, wood stoves, and gas stoves, so you can get an idea of what the advantages are, how they work, and why you might choose one over the other. The advantages to heating with wood are that it's very comfortable and it's a very unobtrusive heat. It kind of sneaks up on you and just makes you comfortable. Modern wood stoves are also very efficient, so they burn less wood to provide more heat. Wood can be a really inexpensive fuel source, and it's sustainable. If you have easy access to it, it can even be free. EPA certified stoves, fireplaces, and inserts are okay to burn on no burn nights, so you'll never be restricted as to when you can burn the stove. The other thing that wood stoves give you is energy independence. You don't have to rely on electricity or gas to heat your home, and you'll always have a heat source no matter what happens. Probably most importantly, or the thing that gets people's attention the most, is that when a wood stove is burning, it's dramatic, it's calming, and it's beautiful to look at. It will be the focal point of the room that it's in. Pellet stoves are great because they can operate on a thermostat. Most of them have electronic ignition, so they can come on and off as they need to maintain the room at a constant temperature. They're safe to use at all hours of the day, so you can run them when you're away at work, so that your house is nice and warm when you get home. With regular cleaning and maintenance, they'll provide steady, even heat for many years. They're very reliable. Pellets can be purchased in bulk or by the bag, so fuel is never really an issue. They're easy to store, and as long as you keep them dry, they'll last for a long time. Pellet stoves are highly efficient, probably even more efficient than the most efficient EPA-rated wood stoves. Because pellet stoves can be vented either horizontally or vertically, there aren't many places in your house where you couldn't put one, so you have lots of options for placement. All things considered, gas stoves are actually probably the most convenient fuel source. They're thermostat controlled, again like pellet stoves. They ignite automatically, so you can run them day and night, even when you're not there. They give you a steady, even heat. There's no fuel to store, there's no maintenance, and no ashes to clean up. There's a very low cost of ownership, and actually they're very economical to run as long as you're on natural gas. Many people think that natural gas is wildly expensive, but if you take a close look at it, that's really not true. They actually have the highest efficiency of all the fuel types we've discussed today. So today we've talked about the differences between pellet, wood, and gas stoves. I hope the information has been helpful. If you have any other questions, we here at Mountain West Sales would be happy to help you. So if you're starting the search for a new fuel source for your home, please come down to Mountain West Sales so that we can assist you to find the right product for your house.
Coming up, making New Mexico a better place, one building at a time.
When you're purchasing a property, one thing that's huge is peace of mind. When you're a buyer, there's a lot of new things. You might be a first-time home buyer. You might be somebody that's buying for the third, fourth, or fifth time. Every transaction is handled differently.
The Myers Group has been a real pleasure to work with. Joe went to work and he nailed it perfectly and helped us get the deal closed, and we moved into the house just a week ago Monday.
When you're purchasing a property, how to open escrow, how to make offers, what's normal, what's customary. You need to know that you're getting the right financing, the right deal. And you need to know the difference between resale, new construction, everything else that's out there, all your options. When we represent you, we're your eyes and ears. We're the ones out there. When that property hits a market, if you're out of state, you're not available, you're at work, we can go out there, shoot those photos for you, shoot that video, that YouTube video, email it to you so that way you don't miss out. So if you're in the market for buying or selling a property, keep the Myers Group in mind. I guarantee we'll add value to your life.
Hi, I just saw Robert Wagner on television reading a script about reverse mortgages. You know, Robert doesn't know anything about reverse mortgages, but I do. Every month at Frost Mortgage, we loan hundreds of thousands of dollars to seniors to eliminate their mortgage payments for the rest of their lives. How much better would your life be if you didn't have a mortgage payment to make next month? If you're 62 or older, give us a call and we'll show you how this wonderful mortgage program works.
With his love of painting, passion for learning, and a desire to share, Bob Herman of Bob's Painting has been making New Mexico a better place, one building at a time.
Getting in the painting business was really a job. I just needed a job, and so I got hired as a painter and was taught to trade. I liked the challenges in the painting, and so over the period of time, I would go out there and try to dig up more and more of the difficult, challenging jobs and try to build a business from watching others do it. I've been painting businesses and buildings and everything you can think of for over 30 years, most of my life. Well, I've had several people in my life that had a great impact. Two mentors, especially Ken Johns, has had a huge impact in my life when I was 26 years old, influencing me in business and in life itself.
My name's Ken Johns, and I've known Bob Herman both personally and business-wise for over 25 years. Bob came in and sat down and said, Ken, you know, how do you make money? And I said, well, Bob, what are you doing now? And he said, well, I'm reading all these self-help books and I'm, you know, trying to go to these seminars, etc. What do you think I ought to do? And I said, well, let's get together sometime and we'll talk about it. Well, that led to Bob and me having several meetings together over time, and Bob came to the point where I was fortunate enough to lead him to Christ. He's a guy that's fun to be around. He's high energy, he's enthusiastic, but it's not only on the surface. Bob's a guy with deep, I believe, moral fiber, and I know personal convictions about what's right and what's wrong, and I think he brings that to the table in his business relationship.
We've been fortunate to do a mix of very unusual jobs. Well, today we do projects and jobs of any size. Some huge, difficult jobs at the Intel plant where you have these 130-foot steel towers being built for air filtration, to just the offices, a small office where people are moving out and they're refreshing with carpet and paint. I think over a period of time, when you talk with the customers, you find out that they like that we have a belief to take care of the job from start to finish. I call it zero defects. The concept, telling the guys to go out there, look, this is what we need to do from the start to the finish.
Well, we've used Bob's on a number of projects that we have. We manage community associations in and around Santa Fe and Albuquerque and throughout New Mexico. And we're always looking for quality painters to paint the exteriors or interiors of our properties. Bob's done a great job for us. He's thorough, he's always on time. His people are great, cleans up well when we don't leave a mess behind for our folks, and he's very courteous, and his prices are great too.
So what makes us different, more than anything, is really the people that we have, from the office and the longevity of it. When you have an office staff that everybody in the office is working together for over 10 years and sometimes up to 20 years together, makes a huge difference. Well, my belief has always been figuring out a way to change the beliefs that a customer has about painting contractors.
I've been working with Bob's Painting for the last 20 years.
What Bob's Painting does for us, they do the whole scope of work for us. If we need a building completely redone, repainted, they'll come out and do that. They'll also do, if we need one room done, they'll come out and do that on a very professional, on time, on budget basis.
My name is Matt Bobinet. I'm a manager here at St. Clair Winery and Bistro. As a restaurant manager down here, I definitely would recommend Bob's Painting for any restaurant's painting needs.
The greatest compliment that we get is just a thank you note so many times, or just even a call and saying thank you. We know the depth of that thank you when they're calling. It means a lot to them. They were surprised. The team aspect of Bob's Painting really begins, I think, every day in the morning. Like right now in our room here, the guys will be coming in the morning time. There's food, coffee, there's work orders going around. People are talking to each other, finding out where they're going, what they're working on, what their challenges are. The guys are just gentlemen. When they come out to the job site, they don't see that in the construction industry. When I think of my family, my wife, the 4 kids, the 5 grandchildren, I mean, there's a certain, connection to everything else in life. You think about that every day. I mean, it makes me want to do the absolute best that I can do, and they want to do the best that they can do. In this kind of market today, it's a tough one, and it's not easy to survive, and yet we've been thriving and growing because of the uniqueness that we have, our culture, the people, our customer base, and our values. Bob's Painting has been rocking New Mexico for 30 years, and we're going to be rocking New Mexico for another 30 years.
There are many dentists around New Mexico, many of whom offer similar services. So what makes Dr. Greg Lepore of Smiles by Design so different? Well, you're about to see.
We have an idea of health that we want each person to have because we know how important oral health is. But oftentimes they don't necessarily want to go there right away. They want to go at their pace. And so I always say that we're the navigators and they're the captain of the ship.
I've been a patient of Greg Lepore's for 3 to 4 years. He did total mouth reconstruction on me. Smiles by Design have given me my smile back and give me confidence to get in front of people again and not be so ashamed of my smile and the bad teeth that I had at one time.
I'm Marcy Cates, and I'm a retired dental hygienist. After years of going through reparative dentistry, having crowns replaced, fillings replaced, with crowns, broken crowns, I knew there was a better way. I went to see a prosthodontist, an orthodontist, and several dentists, and strangely enough, they referred me back to Dr. Lepore.
I have to say, I really enjoy coming to work every day. Ultimately, it's because of the patients, to have the interaction with them and to enjoy them. And I know it sounds cliche-ish, but that is why we're here. If we don't have the patients, there's no reason to come to work.
Well, that's Who Rocks for this week. If you'd like to watch any of our Who Rocks segments and find out how your business or organization can rock New Mexico, we invite you to go online to whorocksnm.com. I'm Richard Holcomb, inviting you to join us again next week for another Who Rocks New Mexico. Have a great week, everybody.